beginning of the surah? Okay, just quickly, I just want to recap what we say, that this surah, there is two opinions. If this is the first surah after Surah Iqra or the second surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I think this is the second surah. But I just want to go over the first 6 ayat quickly. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, Ya ayyuha al-Muddaththir, the one who is covered in that cloak, come, get up, arise and deliver the message, deliver the warning. And the 3 things we said that we learn from this ayah. The first one is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the first beginning, He defined the job description of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that you are only a warner. Okay? Qum fa'anzir. The second thing is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the hadith of Allah say, Inna Allah amara al-mu'mineen bima amara bihi al-muslimin. The job that the prophets do, once the prophets dies, it's our job to assume that job. Okay? The third one is that we understand people should appreciate warning sign, okay, which warning sign ensure our safety. You know, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, do that, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, and people think that this is something that's really limiting our freedom, which is not. The second ayah, which is very important to us, and I wanna not spend the time, but I just wanna remind you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, وَرَبَّكَ فَكَبِّرْ. Praise, declare the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He say, if you wanna work for me, if you wanna work for da'wah, I want you to be constantly praising, declaring the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which means that I will be facing lots of problem in my road. And when we say, when I always remember, when I always Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, declare His greatness. So anything that I face is absolutely nothing, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is much bigger, much higher, once I proclaim the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I need internally, so we need internally to praise and glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because the ulama say this is the sustenance of the road. If I do not have this back up, if it is not on my background that Allah is greater than my health, greater than my money, greater than my family, greater than my everything, I cannot really do anything with the da'wah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The third ayah, وَثِيَابَكَ فَطَهِّرْ, which means purify yourself inwards and outwards. ثِيَابَكَ فَطَهِّرْ, of course, by default, that our clothes has to be clean. But the ayah is concentrating in the cleanliness, the inward cleanliness, more than anything else, which means that I want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He look at me, He see beauty. I'm not talking about physical beauty, but see my inner beauty. Okay. The fourth ayah, وَالرُّجْزَ فَهْجُرْ, abandon and shun all kind of evil deeds. And rujz initially means idols. Okay, that's what it means. But again, you need to understand that idols is not just the primitive idols that the kuffar they used to do. It is anything that is in your heart that control your life. If money control your life, that's an idol. If your family control your life, it's an idol. If your status control your life, it's an idol. All these things, if your hawa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, أَفَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَاهُ. If your desires is your ilah, okay, that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, which means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell me go right, and my hawa tell me go left, and I follow my hawa. So this is an idol. So idols is not limited to the primitive understanding that people has. Anything that my family, my position, my power, fear, hope, all these are idols in the heart. And I want to tell you one hadith which really strike very important point. If we understand, the Prophet ﷺ, he say, "Inna lillahi fil ardi In English, vessels, آنية. إن لله في الأرض آنية. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has his own vessels on the face of the earth. قالوا وما هي يا رسول الله؟ قال قلب المؤمن. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the vessels of Allah, that Allah look at it, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enter it, is the heart of the mu'min. But you need to understand, in order, if you think about how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will enter any heart, if you think about the angels do not enter a home where there is a dog or an image. Isn't it? Everybody understand that? Huh? How can we think that Allah's light will enter a heart that it also has images? And our hearts have images. Huh? Kibr, hasad, all these things are images. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he say, وَالرُّجْزَ فَهْجُرْ. I want, when I look at your heart, I want to look at something pure and clean. We need to understand this. وَلَا تَمْنُن تَسْتَكْثِرْ, which is very important ayah here. وَلَا تَمْنُن تَسْتَكْثِرْ, يعني it has really three very important meaning. The first one is, you don't ever think that you're doing Allah a favor. You know, some people say, I paid my dues. I was working all my life in the da'wah. I was doing this. Okay? This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, you go, I do not really need you. I do not really care. I am not in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can, by the word kun, he can change the world. But it is something for us to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you know, get the nearest Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So لا تمنن تستكثر, don't you ever think, even deep down, you don't have to say it, don't think that you did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a favor. قل لا تمنوا علي إسلامكم بل الله يمن عليكم أن هداكم للإيمان. If you think you're doing Allah a favor, in reality Allah is doing you a favor because He guided you to Iman. The second one is, I do not want to go work for Allah. In reality, in the back of my head, I want to gain something in this dunya. I want to be a leader, I want to make some money, I want whatever it is. I want to fly from here and give talk. If this is what I have, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He say, I do not want your effort. وَلَا تَمْنُن تَسْتَكْثِرْ. Don't get in the da'wah and in the back of your head, you're really hoping to gain something of this worldly worth. The third one is, وَلَا تَمْنُن تَسْتَكْثِرْ. Don't you ever, wallahi, I know people who work for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some people spend 20 years in prison. Some people were tortured. Some people at the end were killed. And they never ever retired. They never said there is no hope. Because the hope is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's not, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to ask us for the results. So, وَلَا تَمْنُن تَسْتَكْثِرْ. Don't you ever say, you know something, because here is the thing, and I want you to understand this something. There is two types of da'wah. There is da'wah called hardcore da'wah, which we're not doing. Okay? We need to understand this. And there is a soft da'wah. The soft da'wah is we all doing this. The da'wah that has no teeth. Okay? We're not really getting punished by anybody. But hardcore da'wah is people who putting their head on the line for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And these people never ever say, I am retiring, or there is no hope. Because at the end of the day, you know, people died at 90 years old, never stopped working for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, never give up, never fall in despair. وَلَا تَمْنُن تَسْتَكْثِرْ وَلِرَبِّكَ فَاصْبِرْ. Did we miss something? وَلَا تَمْنُن تَسْتَكْثِرْ. أيوة, we said that. وَلِرَبِّكَ فَاصْبِرْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He say, restrain yourself, endure the hardship of carrying the message, and for your Lord's cause, be patient and constant. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying this? Because I am working for the da'wah for 60 years. I do not see a light at the end of the tunnel, I see things going backwards. You understand this? It's not only I'm not seeing progress, I am seeing things going backwards, which is, look at the world today, okay? Things are going backwards. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, that's not your job. وَلِرَبِّكَ فَاصْبِرْ. Okay? You just be patient with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For the sake of your master, remain patient. Continue to work. Why? Because I am not responsible for results. I only work for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I am hoping for what He's going to give me on the Day of Judgment. I am hoping for His pleasure. And whatever happened today, none of my business. The Prophet ﷺ, think about this. The best man, never seen anything. The Prophet ﷺ, when he died, they almost lost the battle of Hunayn. And when he died, they did not have money. In fact, his sword was rahn. What's rahn in English? Yeah, with a Jew. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَإِمَّا نُرِيَنَّكَ بَعْضَ الَّذِي نَعِدْهُمْ أَوْ نَتَوَفَّيَنَّكَ. The Prophet ﷺ did not see the results of his work. Very, very little. Only Medina. And then Mecca. That's all. And the day he died, 90% of Arabia went back to Kufr. Ridda, Harub Ridda, everybody understand. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He say, but here is the thing. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, until the Day of Judgment, every time you and I and everybody does something, it's recorded in his deeds. So anything that you do today, do not worry about results. Do not worry about results, because وَمَثَلُ كَلِمَةٍ طَيِّبَةٍ كَشَجَرَةٍ طَيِّبَةٍ أَصْلُهَا ثَابِتٌ وَفَرْعُهَا فِي السَّمَاءِ. Don't say, just say the good thing. Do the good thing, but the fruits is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it will happen when you least expect it. Okay? But I want you to understand what sabr is. Okay? Because there is two words in English. There is patience and there is perseverance. Okay? Patience, I can be sabr. I get hit with something and I have sabr. Okay? I do not go nuts. But perseverance is also, I am patient, but I am still working. You understand this? It's not because I can be patient and I give up. But I'm patient. I'm not complaining. But perseverance, it indicates an action. And this is what Allah wants. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want the negative sabr. The negative sabr does not mean anything to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Negative sabr means that you give up. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants, no matter what you face, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants the positive sabr. Okay? Now,
I have a question about Ayat 6.
Ayat 6. Okay.
The translation I'm saying that when you are giving, don't expect more. Is this the translation?
When you work for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, don't you ever work for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like partners. Allah does not like to share anything with anybody. So I can go and I really want to work for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But in the back of my head, I still want to gain something out of this world. Yeah.
So we can expect the things from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but not the worldly thing, right?
Worldly thing, no. Okay? If it comes naturally, but I am not seeking it. You understand this? I'm not seeking anything. But if Allah, for instance, if I stand up and give a talk and the people come and they praise me, if I am expecting that or I am hoping for that, everything I did is worthless. But if it happened, but I am not looking for it, that's not my goal. In fact, when people come and they praise me, I get the goosebump. I do not want to hear it because I want the other reward, not this reward. Because this reward is not going to do me any good. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He say, وَلَا تَمْنُن تَسْتَكْثِرْ. Don't you ever think or take working for Allah as a vehicle to gain something in this world. Did I answer your question?
Yes, possibility.
Okay.
But if someone is praising, is there anything we should say inside? Because it gives us a little bit of pride, right? Inside, even sometimes. In the heart. Is there anything we should say at that time?
If somebody praises you, you say.
Okay. Praising you, if when you do the work, you actually hoping and you're looking forward to somebody and they come and pat you in the back and they say, MashaAllah. If this is what you have, everything is worthless. Okay? But if it happens, Sayyidina Abu Bakr, when they praise him, he say, Allahumma ja'alni khayran mimma yadhunnun. Oh Allah, make me better than what they think. Waghfir li ma la ya'lamun. Forgive the bad part of me that they do not understand. You understand this? So it's when it comes without asking, without seeking, that is a good thing. But if I am on a member and I look at people and I see they very impressed with what I say, so when I come down, I am just looking for people to come and tell me something good, that will kill everything. Now, why do we need sabr when we work for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? I want you to understand, Sayyidina Umar, he used to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm going to say it in Arabic, I'm going to explain it. He say, Allahumma inni ashku ilayka da'af al-mu'min wa jur'at al-kafir. He say, oh Allah, to you alone, I complain about the weakness of the believer. The weakness of the believer. And the boldness, the defiance, the aggressiveness of the disbeliever. What does this mean?
In Arabic again, please.
اللهم إني أشكو إليك ضعف المؤمن وجرأة الكافر. Okay?
The weakness of the believer.
The weakness of the believer.
And what of this?
And the boldness. The boldness, the aggressiveness of the disbeliever. And what does this mean? A mu'min has constraint. When Sayyidina Umar al-Majusi came to Medina and he said to Umar something that every companion understood that he's going to kill Umar. So they told him, ye have to imprison him. He say, on what ground I imprison him? You understand? What does this mean again? As a mu'min, because I am reporting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I have tremendous restrictions. I cannot work, I cannot kill people, imprison people just on thoughts, or things I'm not. So I am constrained by what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you look at any tyrant, he will kill. Look at Bashar al-Assad. He killed the half of his people, no problem. You understand this? A mu'min would never. I remember Morsi, the president of Egypt, who was in jail now. When he became president, they had the paper for 200 people to be executed, killed. And the Mufti signed. And the Morsi, when he became president, he said he could not sign it. He said, I'm not going to sign it. He appointed a new committee to go look at every case to see if he should really sign it or not. As a mu'min, I cannot just kill people. I cannot just imprison people. I cannot torture people because I wanna have control. The mu'min have reporting to Allah. Where do I go? How can I meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So he's asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for a way out. Ya Rabb, help us. You understand this? So as a mu'min, we cannot live without sabr. I'm going to tell you why do we need sabr. Okay? First thing that we need to have sabr about the fate of destiny, the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're sitting here and I get sick. Okay? I cannot do anything. This is the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I need to have sabr. Okay? I need to have sabr, because discipline. I want to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the way He deserves. That's tremendous sabr. I need to do that. Okay? Now, it signifies to bind myself with the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not an easy thing. Okay? I need sabr. Okay? The restraint of myself against the ma'asiyah. Sometimes the ma'asiyah is easy, simple, and the nafs and the shaitan is pushing me towards this, but I need sabr. I need constraint. I need help. Okay? Now, I control myself as far as possible from unnecessary bewailing, mourning. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want us to be a complainers. Okay? Even if I am sick, I want to have to sabr. Some people, when they get sick, they do not tell their household, the people, that I am sick. Okay? Because they're looking for a reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Now, when you look at the enemy of Islam, the forces, the enemy forces of Islam are flourishing all over the world. Who's controlling the dunya now? So when you see the enemy of Islam flourishing, sometimes the head is going to explode, but you want to have patience. You need to know that this is the will, this is the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and there is a reason for this. When I get hit with somebody in my family, it's me, anything that happened to me, I have to have patience. Sometimes, again, I want you to think about the hardcore da'wah. Sometimes you spend 60, 70 years of your life and you do not see any light at the end of the road. You have to have patience, okay? Because you're not responsible for results. When you look at people, even Muslims, when I see Muslims supporting tyrants, there is no, I am trying to be a good Muslim, and I am faced with tremendous power, and the kufr is flourished. Not even this, my fellow Muslims also not supporting. You understand this? In Arabic called قلة المناصرين. Almost there is no supporters. Sometimes you're walking in the road and there is nobody here supporting you at all. Scarcity, shortage of the supporters. The endless road that you're going for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you do not see anything at the end of the line. The flourish of evil, the length of the road, all these things. Sometimes absolutely there is no light at the end of the road. If you do not understand your deen, if you do not understand your deen, and you do not understand that the time that you're living in, you can turn to kufr if you do not understand. The Prophet ﷺ told us what we go through now. We were told that this is going to happen. You understand this? So without sabr, the Prophet ﷺ, he said, as-sabru nisful iman. Half of the iman is sabr. That some of the ulama say, actually our deen is two parts: sabr and shukr. To be patient, but not patience, perseverance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants the positive sabr, not the negative sabr. Okay? Now, وَلِرَبِّكَ فَاصْبِرْ. The ulama say these 7 ayat, the first 7 ayat, okay? Are you with me? The 7 ayat that we talked about, these are the guidelines for the task of the da'wah. Anybody who claim, male or female, young or old, whatever it is, if you claim that you are working for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without these 7 ayat, forget it. You're not doing anything. Okay? So this is what they call the manual of the dua. Okay? We have, this is our life. My life today and your life, everybody at his level, everybody at his position, our job is to be warners, like the Prophet ﷺ. قم فأنذر. This is not for Muhammad ﷺ. This is for everybody. So the first thing that our life, our role in this life is to do the job of the Prophet ﷺ. And this is not nafila. This is not something that you can do or cannot do. This is obligatory. إن الله أمر المؤمنين بما أمر به المرسلين. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the prophets, once they die, their followers have to carry the flag. So every one of us has to do da'wah. Every one of us has to warn. Okay? بالحسنى, بالأدب. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you, just by being like this, by wearing this and acting accordingly, this is a beautiful da'wah. Okay? So again, each one of us can do it at his pace and his level. We need to internalize and proclaim the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The biggest problem with وَرَبَّكَ فَكَبِّرْ, when we talk good, very pleasant talk, but when people look at us, they have kufr about what we say, about who we are. You understand this? But if I proclaim the greatness of Allah, if I really internalize the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I am a humble guy. I am a very polite. I know that whatever I do, Allah deserves more than that. Okay? So, because proclaiming the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it will show on my behavior. And the people learn with their eyes much better than they learn with their ears. Wallahi, at my age today, I remember it is engraved in my heart some of the things that I seen from our teachers. But what they taught us verbally, I have to go back and look at what they told me. I have to review this all the time, because I forget. But the thing is that it is engraved in the heart, and never ever forget it, is what the action that these people did. Wallahi. And that's the result of proclaiming the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I told you wallahi the story. One of my teachers, a month before he died, I told you this about 2 billion times, I'm going to make it 2 billion and one. When he was dying, I was visiting him, and he was doing this. So I thought he want to talk to me. So I went and I put my ears, over his mouth, and I asked him, Sheikh, if there is anything I can do. And he, very difficult, explained to me. He say, when I was young, I have a promise with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take care of my body. Today I'm paralyzed, and this is the only thing I can do. He's doing the exercise. He cannot give up the promise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How can you forget something like this? How can you forget? Wallahi, he came to visit us one day, and he was dying. I mean, was listening. And my wife, when he comes, she insists that he eats and stuff like this. So when he was coming, he said, tell your wife that we have something that we need to discuss. He does not want to eat. He cannot even eat. So we sat down with him. I sat down with him, and my wife went upstairs. And when I went upstairs, my wife asked me a question. She say, is it obligatory for us to wake him up at Fajr? Or the guy is sick, we leave him? I said, wallahi, I do not know the answer. But before Fajr, I'm going to go, because he used to put, hearing aids. So I said, I'm going to go simply because he's not going to hear me. If he is asleep, I'm going to leave him. I went downstairs, he was standing up praying. So this is the thing. That's the result of takbir Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay?
And when he came, there is nobody attending his lecture, and he gives a lecture anymore.
Yeah.
He said he doesn't care about the numbers. He said it ain't one attending the lecture. He gives a lecture like.
You know, you have we we have advertised for he's gonna give, and he was one of these people who when he talk, wallahi, when he talk, that word of his absolutely positively does not miss your heart, absolutely, no doubt about it. But when he talk, very simple guy. Anyhow, but here is the thing. Wallahi, these people, because of their relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he would come and we advertise in the Islamic Center and nobody shows. Okay, some people do not understand, and there is 2-3 people, and he sit very happy, no problem, give the talk. Does not say something. This is okay. Anyhow, وَثِيَابَكَ فَطَهِّرْ, we purify our inwards. وَالرُّجْزَ فَهْجُرْ, we have to clean that heart for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَلَا تَمْنُنْ تَسْتَكْثِرْ, don't brag about what you do. Okay? وَلِرَبِّكَ فَاصْبِرْ, arm yourself with perseverance. And this is also apply to raising our kids. This apply to raising our kids. It's not only working the outside. Our kids, if they do not see something different in us, you can bring them here to the weekend school, you can take them to the ICNA mass convention, you can talk to them about 2 billion things and nothing is going to help. They have to see in their parents, and we have to have perseverance. We have this and this and this and this and this. Okay. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after he told us and the Rasul how we prepare ourselves to do da'wah for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala switched to something else. He said, فَإِذَا نُقْرَ فِي النَّاقُورِ. إِذَا نُقْرَ فِي النَّاقُورِ, it's another way of saying when the trumpet is sounded. Okay? It's talking about the day of judgment. فَإِذَا نُقْرَ فِي النَّاقُورِ, that blow on the trumpet, it makes نقر means like this. Okay, but it is a very high pitched sound. This is it deafen people. Okay, so it make a very very high sound. فذلك يومئذ يوم عسير. On that day, now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked to the mu'min, and then he switched to talk to Quraysh and the people who refuse the da'wah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فإذا نقر في الناقور, if you guys stay and do not follow Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم, this is what's going to happen to you. فذلك يومئذ يوم عسير, that will be a difficult day, full of stress and anguish. Okay, على الكافرين غير يسير, far from easy for those who reject faith. Okay, it is a non-stop anguish. You know something, sometimes when you have pain, you mentally prepared that inshallah is going to go down a little bit. You understand? Or if it doesn't go down, you're going to get used to it. Okay, so the pain is not going to be as stressful as it was before. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say no. It's going to be going up. غير يسير, that there is absolutely no respite. They're not gonna take a break. Okay. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also, so the verse further refer to the hereafter and the horror of that day. The day of doom will be very horrible for the infidels, for the kafir. But the ulama say you need to understand, although Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk about the kafir, but this apply for everybody. This apply for the fasiq, whether his name is Muhammad or not. And the punishment actually will be what they call it is the gravity of punishment will befit the enormity and the gravity of the sin. And I mentioned this before. Not everything in Islam have the same price tag. Neither good deeds or bad deeds. Okay? Good deeds, some good deeds have very, very high price tag. The deeds that has ikhlas, the deeds has sincerity, and the deeds that is done only solely for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the deeds that you wish nobody else see it but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but also the deed that benefit the most. Sometimes I do a deed that benefit me. Good, there is nothing wrong with that. But when I do something that benefit lots of other people, that's much better than the deed I do that only benefit me or do different, my household. Okay, so the sinner in this life can be self-complacent, but later indeed, when they face the day of stress, when they will be offered absolutely, positively no respite. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Ma'arij, wallahi, فَذَرْهُمْ يَخُوضُوا وَيَلْعَبُوا حَتَّى يُلَاقُوا يَوْمَهُمُ الَّذِي يُوعَدُونَ. Surah Al-Ma'arij, Surah 70. I don't know what I wrote here. Anyhow, Surah Al-Ma'arij, Ayah 42. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He say, leave them. Don't bother. Let them plunge in vain talk and whatever they do. Let them play until they encounter their day. The day that they're promised. Okay? على الكافرين غير يسير. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala address one specific person in Quraysh. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, ذرني ومن خلقت وحيدا. Leave me alone to deal with this person who I created bare and alone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He create us nude, nothing on us, and we are alone. Huh? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took good care of us, and when we are intelligent, when we have power, we butt head with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this guy is Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira. Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira, this is the father of Khalid ibn al-Walid. Okay? But before I talk about Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira, there is a very important, I'm very sure everybody knows this, but I want you to write it because especially people who teach, okay? There is something in Islam called, in Arabic, العبرة بعموم اللفظ لا بخصوص السبب. Okay? It is very important principle, very important fundament in Islam. Any ruling that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has should and will apply to all similar cases. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayah talking about Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira. But I want you to understand that there are millions of Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira throughout history until the day of judgment. That ayah applied to them. But why I said Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira? Because I want you to understand the reason that this ayah was initially revealed. So ruling applied to all similar cases, not only for the specific case that was revealed for. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira, I'm going to just tell you the story quickly and then we're going to go about the ayat. Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira is one of the leaders of Quraysh, okay? And he is very intelligent guy, okay? One of the leaders, very intelligent and very rich. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make him super rich not only wealth-wise, but family-wise. He had 10 grown-up men, fighters, as sons, and they were all living with him, which is tremendous security and the prestige and stuff like this. Okay, he know the truth. We're going to talk about this, and know the reality of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he was most learned, very eloquent individual, and he was one of the best bargainers in Quraysh. Okay, very intelligent, very nice looking guy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him everything. Okay, now when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so again Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala furnished him with anything that anybody can wish for. Very intelligent, pioneer negotiator, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened his heart initially, because he's a poet. He knew that what Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has, that's not poetry. So people went to him. Abu Jahl, he was very sneaky, tremendously criminal individual. I mean he was very smart, but that smart is not directed towards goodness, was towards evil. So every time they talk to Walid ibn al-Mughira, they get the feeling that he is leaning towards Muhammad. You understand? They go to him and they say, he is a poet. He say, you know something, I am a poet, and I'm an expert in poetry. And that's not poetry. I mean, it cannot be. Now they say he's a madman, he's Majnoon. He say, do you know he's Majnoon? We knew him before, and now you're gonna tell me he's Majnoon? And what he say? We know silly people, we know Majnoon. Everything they go to him and they ask him, and he more or less not really defending the Prophet ﷺ, but he disagree with them. So at the end they told him, we want you to go negotiate on our behalf with Muhammad ﷺ. So he went, and he was very nasty with the Prophet ﷺ, but nasty in a very pleasant way. Okay, he went to the Prophet ﷺ, he praised him. He say, you know who you are, you know your family, you know your position, you know that we all trust you and stuff like this. But if what you telling us, you really seek money, we're going to make you the richest among us. If you seek power, we're going to make you the king. Whatever it is you seek women, I mean, we're going to give you just to go see whatever, all kind of things. Prophet actually he's telling him that you are a liar, and you just give us the bottom line. What do you want? And we're going to give it to you. Prophet was very calm. He said, أَفَرَغْتَ يَا أَبَا الْوَلِيدِ, did you finish? And this is, when he say Ya Abul Walid, this is a very, very polite thing to say. He did not call him by name. And then he started reciting the Quran. And when he say فَأَنذَرْتُكُمْ صَاعِقَةً مِثْلَ صَاعِقَةِ عَادٍ وَثَمُودٍ, when he came in Surah Fussilat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he say, I warn you about a lightning strike that it happened to Ad and Thamud. He put his hand over the Prophet's mouth and he say, I ask you by Allah to stop. Okay? And he went to them and he say, when they looked at him, they say, Ya Abul Walid, we seen that your face is different face from what you left us. This guy did something to you. He say, I want to tell you something. What he say, it cannot be kahana, sorcery. Absolutely, this is something unique. And my advice to you, leave him alone. If he is victorious at the end, that's victory for you, because he is among your Quraysh. And if he is defeated, not because you leave him alone. So Abu Jahl, he was afraid that Al-Walid was leaning towards Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he went to him one day and he said, Quraysh is talking about that you went to see Muhammad because you're looking for money and the food and stuff like this. So he's just putting fire underneath him. He say, Quraysh knows that I'm the richest one and I'm not needing anything. He say, but this is what they say, but I want you to say something about Muhammad that convinces them that you're not leaning towards him. So he told him, give me some time to think about it. And at the end, he say, the only thing we can say is he is a magician.
Yes.
Okay. He said, the only thing I can say is a magician. Based on what? Based on the Prophet ﷺ, when he gave da'wah in Mecca, there was actually divisions between man and his wife, between people in the same household. Some people became Muslim. So he say he's a magician because he divided families. You understand this? Now he say, by God, I am the most knowledgeable among you about poetry. What Muhammad say does not resemble poetry. By God, the speech of Muhammad utters, whatever he utters, is sweet, graceful, fruitful, plentiful. Nothing can have the upper hand over that. But let me think about what I shall say about him. This is nothing but sorcery, magic, witchcraft handed down. Okay? Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he say, this is the background of what Al-Walid did. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the ulama say, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you in abundance, the expectation that you will also give in abundance. Not to oppose Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You understand this? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, ذَرْنِي وَمَنْ خَلَقْتُ وَحِيدًا. I want to go back to one thing here. That there is one word in Arabic Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always use. And we talked about this before. Al-Mala. Everybody understand this? Everybody remember that? If you look at every prophet, every surah of prophets, when the prophet goes to his people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, قَالَ الْمَلَأُ مِنْ قَوْمِهِ. Al-Mala is the elite. Okay? Not the average person. The elite. People who have power. Okay? And elite is not only limited to people in power. Elite, anybody who has influence. If you look at the elite in this country, Hollywood are elite. You understand this? The entertainment industry are elites. The fashion industry are elites. The sports industry are elites. The politicians are elites. And these are the first people who oppose the da'wah. Why? Because it threatens their status. You understand this? The fashion, they want the women to be half nude. If you talk about Islam, the fashion industry is going to go bankrupt. If the entertainment, they're going to go bankrupt. Everything. And the people who have power, Quraysh was the richest and the most powerful. If you come to Abu Jahl and they say, you and the Bilal are the same in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that drive him nuts. How can I be with Bilal? You understand this? So the elite and Al-Walid, Abu Jahl and all these people were among the elite. Is this, you understand the background? Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he say, Al-Walid is a phenomena. It's not only talk about Al-Walid. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he say, leave him to me. I am the one who created him wahidan, I created him alone. وَجَعَلْتُ لَهُ مَالًا مَمْدُودًا, and to whom I granted resources, wealth in abundance. وَبَنِينَ شُهُودًا, and I provided him, give him sons to be by his side, around him at all the time, which providing protection, providing power, providing prestige. وَمَهَّدْتُ لَهُ تَمْهِيدًا, and to whom I made life very smooth and comfortable. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayat is referring to the great fortune that Allah gave him and made him among the wealthiest in Mecca. He had 10 sons living with him. One of the great blessing, they stay with him, huge support and prestige. He was also considered one of the most learned, eloquent people in Quraysh, and he was a poet. Okay, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he say, this is what I give him. ثُمَّ يَطْمَعُ أَنْ أَزِيدُ. Is not only whatever I give him is not in the background, is not enough. Okay, he still aspire that I should give him more. Okay, ثُمَّ يَطْمَعُ أَنْ أَزِيدُ. And the ulama, when they comment on this ayah, wallahi, beautiful comment. They say, the sinner, people who does not really understand who Allah is, people who really do not understand that everything that we have is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no matter how much, how little. Okay, so they say the sinners takes Allah gift as if it was their own right. I deserve it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created me and I have the right to have this. The more Allah give, the more they become greedy. Yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah's signs and revelation, these people, this is also a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they rebel against that. Okay, the financial gifts and the physical gifts, they happy with it and they want more. So they really do not, they never happy with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ثُمَّ يَطْمَعُ أَنْ أَزِيدُ. Okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he say, Al-Walid was also among the people. If you remember in Surah Al-Muddaththir, this surah here, ayah 52, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he say, بَلْ يُرِيدُ كُلُّ امْرِئٍ مِّنْهُمْ أَنْ يُؤْتَى صُحُفًا مُنَشَّرًا. This is ayah 52. We're going to come to it, but I just want to mention it here because some of the elite in Quraysh, when the revelation was given to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when the prophethood was given to him, he say, wasn't it better Allah would give that revelation to one of the elite from the two qarya, رجل من القريتين عظيم, okay, from Mecca or Taif. Okay, so in their opinion, the one who deserved the revelation was not Muhammad. Okay, should be somebody who's rich, somebody is important. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, بل يريد كل امرئ منهم أن يؤتى صحفا منشرة. Some of these elites, rather every one of them wishes that he should be giving the revelation instead of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So when Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was never really a poet, he was really not known to be a good talker, okay, and he was down to earth. He was not one of the elite. Though of course they had tremendous respect for him, but he was not one of the elite, or not what that make a dent in the society. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him reservation, that did not side down with them. So Al-Walid was also one of these people. ثُمَّ يَطْمَعُ أَنْ أَزِيدُ. He was also hoping that he would be one of these people who would get the revelation instead of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anything so far? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are already in Ayah 16. Say takbir, because we only do 2-3 ayah, because the ayah is small, we finish something today. Okay. So, كلا إنه كان لآياتنا عنيد. The word كلا, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say كلا, which means no, it does not really mean no. It is a word for disapproval and the deterrent. Okay? كلا. That should not be. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say كلا إنه كان لآياتنا عنيدا. Indeed, he was stubborn, obstinate, unbending toward our signs by rejecting them. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say he كان لآياتنا عنيدا? Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala call him stubborn? Why did he call him his kafir?
Because he had something. He believed somehow. He just he somehow believed in.
Absolutely. This is it. This is it. And that's why we need to understand that there is two types of ma'asiyah, two types of sin. I can sin out of weakness. But if I sin out of arrogance, that's the disaster. Okay? People sin. Adam alayhi salam sinned, and he say, إِلَّا بْتَغْفِرْ لَنَا وَتَرْحَمْنَا لَنَكُونَ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. He repented immediately, and he know that if you do not forgive us, we doomed. Okay, so he was anid, stubborn, because Allah gave him the intellect where he would understand that Muhammad was not false. What he is saying is something no human being can utter. This has to come from Allah. And he was one of the best, the most eloquent people in Arabia. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he say, I will punish him severely, not because he was stupid. He can be stupid. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may forgive the stupid. But the people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them intellect and they fight Islam, إِنَّهُ كَانَ لِآيَاتِنَا عَنِيدًا. He was stubborn towards our signs by rejecting them. سَأُرْهِقُهُ صَعُودًا. I shall constrain him to endure a steep ascent, burden him with ever mounting difficulty, escalating difficulty. And I just told you that punishment and the pain, you either get used to it or you hope that's gonna be reduced. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he say, the pain will be always on the rise. Never gonna be even flat. سأرهقه صعودا. You know when you get on an aeroplane and it take off and sometimes you cannot breathe for a second, okay? But that's not really pain. This is صعودا. This is the ascend is going to be non-stop. So, like I said, the word kalla is a word of disapproval and the blame, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not accept that. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala call him stubborn. سَأُرْهِقُ صَعُودًا. It's like walking uphill, difficult, tiring, will never ever stop. He would be burdened with severe punishment that continue to increase, or one from which there is absolutely no respite. And برضو the ulama, when they talk about this thing also apply to any Muslim who does not adhere to the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What does this mean? The road to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, being a good Muslim, doing your ibadah, adhering to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make your life smooth. Simple. You could be the poorest. You could be, do not have anything. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the road to Iman is paved, leveled, no difficulty. What I mean by no difficulty, there could be difficulty, but Allah will give you the power to deal with it. Allah will give you the patience to deal with it. Allah will give you the satisfaction to deal with it. It's not smooth that I have no problem. You can have all kinds of problems, but does not affect your deen, does not affect your soul, does not get you depressed. Okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala arm you with all the defense. Okay, so but it is totally paved. But the rebellious and the people who deviate, Allah will make the road uphill always difficult. People, you hear it from people. When they go after the weekend, they are so miserable going to work, as if they were working on the weekend. They had just 2 days off. But when they go to work, wallahi, this is, you know, people, the rage on the highways when somebody kills somebody. You understand? I told you the story about that vice president, 32 years old vice president, very, very beautiful future. Somebody cut him off, he pulled the gun and killed him. The mu'min, you can cut me off, you can fender bender me, that's okay. Huh? People sometimes when they get stuck on the road, they lose their head. They really lose their head. They cannot take it. And this is when Allah hit you from inside. Allah give you everything from outside. But this is a lesson from Allah. He said, I can furnish all the material to you, but I will attack the inside. The material would have absolutely no benefit to you. Absolutely no benefit. People living in mansions, they are very miserable. And people living in shacks, and they're very happy. They eat bread without any other food, just bread, and they sleep sound. And other people in mansion, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He say, look around. Look around. This is what I do. Okay? So سأرهقه صعودا is not only for Walid ibn Mughir. It's not only for the kuffar. It's for the mu'min. Okay? People. Now I do not want anybody to misunderstand me. Depression is not a sickness of the mu'min. Although there are some exceptions, because depression sometimes come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a test, which is imbalance in the chemical structure. That's a different thing. But when I get depressed over my life, that is not a characteristic of a mu'min. You understand? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if He want to get me depression, He can give me depression. But not as a result of my constant worry about my life and my situation. You understand? So a mu'min live in comfort, regardless his situation. Comfort. Because I am always thinking about Jannah. I'm always thinking about something much bigger, much more important than this. So whatever I face in this dunya, nothing. Okay? Fadl. Somebody said something?
I said it's temporary. Whatever you face in dunya, it's temporary.
Yeah.
Whatever you face in dunya is temporary. So keep your eyes on the.
Absolutely. This is the thing. This is the thing. We're not saying that we are angels. You know, we can get distressed. We can get bothered by things. But you correct it right away. You understand this? I can see something that bothers me. I'm not very happy. I get distressed, but I wake up. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He say, الذين إن مسهم طائف من الشيطان تذكروا فإذا هم مبصرون. The beautiful ayah, wallahi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He say, if the shaitan mess means a touch. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not say that the mu'min, the shaitan will control him or get inside. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he say, when the shaitan touch the mu'min, touch, because he can touch me. It's a wake-up call to me. When the shaitan comes to me, تذكروا, I remember. فإذا هم مبصرون. As at the second that the shaitan touched me, I was blind. And once I remember Allah, I have my eyesight again. So the reason the mu'min is content, because what Allah asks us to do, it is harmonize, it coincide, it agree with our fitrah. When we disobey Allah, even when we disobey Allah with lots and lots of pleasure, there is, your fitrah is fighting you, because you're disobeying Allah, you're sinning against Allah, does not harmonize with your fitrah. So the fitrah is like a thorn. You can have fun, but deep down you're not happy. Okay, so our inherent qualities and our natural disposition, it punishes you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he say, سأرهقه صعودا. Why, ya Allah? He say, إنه فكر وقدر. This is Ayat 18. إنه فكر وقدر. When they told him, what are we going to say about Muhammad? He say, give me time, I want to think about it. Okay, so he say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he say, إنه فكر وقدر. Truly he pondered, he reflected, he thought deeply about it, he suggested, he determined. فكر وقدر, lots of thoughts and calculation. Okay, فقتل كيف قدر. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he say, death unto him, may he perish, maybe he destroyed for what he calculated and determined. And then in Ayah 18, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala repeated again, ثم قتل كيف قدر. Imagine when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk about you, and he say قتل twice. ثم قتل, إنه فكر وقدر. He pondered, he reflected, he thought, he suggested. But this also applies to everybody who plan against Islam. It's not Al-Walid ibn Mughir. Everybody who plan evil against Islam. You know, in America, there is something called thinking tank. That is Walid ibn Mughira, the 21st century. Wallah, their main job is how to destroy the Middle East and Islam. This is a group of Walid ibn Mughira. إنه فكر وقدر. These are professors, highly educated, and they sit down, they debate, and they come up with plans. And the plans is being given to this party and this party. إنه فكر وقدر. فقتل كيف قدر. ثم قتل كيف قدر. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he say, he had lots of thoughts and the calculation and the deep thinking. فقتل كيف قدر. Spiritually slain. He may be dead, may he be perish for what he calculated and thought. Again, ثم قتل كيف قدر. Then may he be perish, destroyed for how he determined. ثم نظر. After he thought about it, he looked at people, as because he is the leader now, he's giving them the verdict now. ثم نظر. Then he reflected, looked at those around him. ثم عبس وبصر. Then he frowned and scolded. Frown expressed disapproval. So he is before he talk verbally, he gave a gesture with his face. Okay, he frowned. I was thinking deeply. You understand this? ثم أدبر ثم عبس وبصر ثم أدبر واستكبر. Then he turned his back and grew in arrogant. And then he gave his verdict. فقال إن هذا إلا سحر يؤثر. This is the only thing I can say, because we have to be unified when we talk about Muhammad. We cannot go outside. Somebody he say he's a sahir, somebody he's a majnoon. So this is the final verdict. We all have to understand this, memorize it, and we have to call him sahir. In هذا إلا سحر يؤثر. And then he said, this is nothing but traditional magic. In هذا إلا قول البشر. This is nothing but a human saying. Okay? Now, like I say, they all acknowledge the Prophet ﷺ is not possessed, because he say that he is, the jinn is possessing his body. He's not kahin, he's not fortune teller, he's not a poet, he's not a liar. But the only thing is that magic is something that people has very powerful impact. But people, it mystifies people. People cannot, you cannot explain what magic is. You see the results. So the Quran, looking at the results of the Quran, they say this is sihr. Anything that cannot be explained, it's called magic. You understand this? Sheikh Sha'rawi rahmatullahi alayh, one of the scholars in Egypt, he say, if I'm a magician and I had influence about lots of people, how come I did not have influence over you? So the word the sahir logically doesn't make any sense. You understand this? Because if I have sihr, you know, when the magicians at the time of Fir'aun, they had the magic spell was all over the place. Fir'aun saw it, everybody saw it. Yeah. So the magic power, you cannot deny it, and it will affect you and affect everybody. So if Muhammad is a magician, how come he did not have, you know, effect on the people of Quraysh? But look at the beauty of the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when you read this ayat, wallahi, as if I am seeing a film with Al-Walid ibn Mughira, how he act, the very fine details is being mentioned here in the Quran. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala highlighted every move, every single move, part of his mind, the game, how he planned, how he executed. Even after before he said his verdict loudly, Allah subhanahu he say he frowned. You know, he just looked at this face. Okay. It's 7:30. Inshallah, we're gonna stop here.